Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're exploring something literally mind-bending. In ancient Hindu philosophy, the universe isn't just a random soup of energy. It actually has a literal architectural schematic. It's called the Shri chakra, or the Shri Yantra, and it's basically the ultimate blueprint of the cosmos. By the end of this explainer, you're going to see exactly how the highest cosmic principles are mapped entirely, perfectly onto your very own body.
Okay, let's dive into this. The ancient Upanishads present this massive, really profound paradox. How exactly do you create an entire universe filled with matter out of absolute nothingness? I mean, you can't just make something from zero, right? Well, the brilliant philosophical answer here is that the only way to create something out of nothing is through dualities. Think about it. If you pull a +1 into existence, you literally have to pull out an equal and opposite -1 at the exact same time. The total sum remains 0, but suddenly, bam, you've got a universe filled with opposites, male and female, hot and cold, high and low. This duality is the fundamental engine of creation.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start at the center with the cosmic blueprint, check out the dance of creation, and then build the layers of the yantra. After that, we'll uncover the geometry of grace, discover exactly why your body is a yantra, and finally, wrap up with returning to the source.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the Cosmic Blueprint.
Everything in the Shri chakra begins right here at the bindu, this central dot. And this single point represents an incredible paradox all on its own. It's simultaneously described as shunyam, meaning absolute zero or nothingness, and ashunyam, which is the exact opposite, absolute fullness and completeness. Imagine a single point that is so unbelievably dense with potential that it holds the entirety of the cosmos before it even exists, just waiting to burst forth.
And burst forth it does. It's kind of like a cosmic Big Bang. From that single, microscopic dot explodes the very first manifestation, a central triangle. Now, this triangle encodes all the fundamental triads of existence. We're talking the subject, the object, and the process of observation. It contains the very fabric of space, time, and matter. In Hindu philosophy, this is brilliantly mapped to the foundational trinity, right? You've got Vishnu representing space, Shiva representing time, and Brahma representing matter. Literally, all of existence is born in this one geometric leap.
Moving right along to Section 2, the dance of creation.
Now, what's really interesting here is the interplay of divine principles forming the primary geometry. We're looking at the masculine and feminine divine forces. On one side, we have Shiva, represented by 4 upward-facing triangles. Shiva acts as the silent, unmoving witness. And then, on the other side, we have Shakti. She's represented by 5 downward-facing triangles and acts as the dynamic, moving energy of the cosmos.
So, the absolutely crucial point here lies in the numbers, 5 versus 4. If Shiva and Shakti are ultimately one and the same, why the partiality? Why does Shakti get 5 triangles while Shiva only gets 4? Well, think about the math. If they both had the exact same number, their energies would perfectly cancel each other out, and that would plunge the universe right back into the zero of the bindu. It's precisely this mathematical, geometric imbalance, this slight dominance of Shakti that allows creation to actually exist and manifest in front of us. How amazing is that?
Let's expand on this in Section 3, Layers of the Yantra. Let's see how this structure builds outward in 3 distinct stages. First up, we have the pre-cosmos. That's the bindu, the first central triangle, and the 8 surrounding triangles. You can think of this as the seed, the universe before it's truly born. Second, that energy expands into the manifest cosmos, which is represented by the inner 10, outer 10, and 14 triangles. And finally, the ultimate cosmic principle has to veil itself, wrapping itself in layers to descend all the way down into the 3rd stage, the individual. This is represented by the lotus petals and the outermost square. You, sitting there right now, are literally the outermost edge of this cosmic expansion.
And every single one of those triangles holds incredibly dense symbolic meaning. The 8 triangles, they represent the 14 original drum beats of Shiva, which is said to be the origin of all music, art, and literature. The inner 10 triangles map out the 5 elements and their 5 properties. The outer 10 correspond exactly to your 5 sensory organs and your 5 organs of action. And those 14 triangles, they represent the 14 worlds and the primary energetic pathways, or nadis, inside your own body. It is literally a master key to existence, just hiding in plain sight.
Next up, Section 4, the geometry of grace. Now, the secret to actually constructing the Shri chakra lies in a very specific, almost magic number, 48. Because let's be real, Trying to draw this freehand without knowing the underlying math is a guaranteed headache. Whether you are drawing a yantra that fits on a tiny pendant or one that fills an entire temple floor, 48 units represent the total diameter of the Shri chakra's central geometric surface.
To draw it accurately, practitioners use a specific golden ratio, mapping intersecting horizontal lines to divide the circle. If you look at the ratios broken down, from bottom to top it goes 6, 6, and 5 units. Then there's a specific middle gap of exactly 10 units. Then inner divisions of 3, followed by 6, 6, and 6. If you add up those numbers, you get exactly 48. By scaling those 48 units to whatever diameter you happen to be working with, artists and practitioners can plot the exact intersection points needed to draw these mesmerizing, super complex triangles perfectly. It totally engages the analytical mind just as much as the artistic spirit.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next point in Section 5. Your body is a yantra.
The ancient sages who envisioned this didn't just see a picture of outer space, they saw a perfect mirror of the human form. There is a direct one-to-one mapping of this cosmic blueprint onto your physical body. The feet map to the Bhupura, that outermost square. The thighs correspond to the 16-petaled lotus. And as you move up the energetic spine, the geometric layers map directly to the chakras. The 14 triangles relate to the Swadhisthana, the outer 10 to the Manipura. The macrocosm, the great universe out there, and the microcosm, the universe inside you, are mathematically identical here.
Let's look a bit closer at that outermost edge where we currently reside, the Bhupura. This square boundary has 4 gates, representing the 4 ancient Vedas, and it's bordered by 3 distinct lines. There's a white line representing Sattva, or our waking state, a red line for Rajas, the dynamic dreaming state, and a yellow line for Tamas, the heavy sleeping state. You see, this outermost boundary is where we mistakenly consider ourselves entirely separate from the cosmos. We walk around thinking we're just an individual bounded by our waking, dreaming, and sleeping states.
Which leads us to our final phase, Section 6, returning to the source. The source material actually describes 2 incredible journeys here. On one hand, you have Ahamkara, the journey of creation, flowing outward from the central Bindu to the Bhupura. It's the ultimate divine nature veiling itself to manifest as you, the individual. But the true goal of meditating on the Shri Chakra is the journey of Mahat. This is the path back inward. It's the profound realization that to become the entire universe, you have to slowly shed your identification with the individual body and ego, tracing your way back through the layers until you merge completely with the center once more.
And the coolest part? This isn't just a solitary practice. There's a beautiful community ritual called the Siri Jyoti Puja, where practitioners actually draw a massive Shri Chakra on the floor. Through chanting, everyone invests their energy into the center. And here is the magic. That energy isn't just divided up at the end, it multiplies. If 50 people each put in 1 unit of energy, every single person leaves carrying 50 units of energy back to their homes, spreading that multiplied abundance out into the world. It's an absolutely beautiful testament to what happens when we connect with this cosmic grid together.
Which brings us to our final thought. We've seen how this incredible diagram scales from the unfathomable depths of absolute zero all the way to the anatomy of your own body. So I want to leave you with this question. If the blueprint of the entire cosmos is perfectly, geometrically mapped onto your own body, are you merely a tiny, separated part of the universe? Or are you the universe itself, experiencing life as an individual? Think about that and keep exploring.